Sick. All right. We're going to go straight into some action here, folks. So this is Squad Leader. I guess anybody who wants a proper intro will just have to catch the VOD, and I'll try to point that out later. But for those of you who are here for the start, either because you're watching the VOD or because you're a shadow viewer somehow, this is Squad Leader, specifically 1.1. Um, I don't even know what the patch does. It's minor stuff. I think it corrects some bugs, crashes, etc. But we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of this. Um, this is Microprose's version of Avalon Hill's version of Squad Leader. Technically, Squad Leader becomes ASL or Advanced Squad Leader, but Microprose's attempt to essentially transfer the board game to a PC game is interesting to say the least. It's not a perfect recreation, and we're going to see a lot of differences as we jump into this. But suffice to say that it is not anywhere near what the board game is like. Save the fact that like it plays on a grid. That's about as close as you can get. And it has some historical aspects. Anyways, um, because I'm super excited, I kind of want to just jump in. But a couple of things to point out. So there are campaigns in this. There are technically 3 campaigns: one American, one British, one German, and the custom campaign just lets you choose from the already existent scenarios, and I think lets you mix and match. Honestly, never touched it. There's not much of a point. If there was a modding community, which is kind of funny thinking about it, maybe there'd be some impetus towards doing this, but there's not a point. So that's a thing. We have credits, of course. We can get out of the game whenever we want. We have single scenario, which is essentially just picking from the ones that already exist. I'm not going to click on any of these because obviously it kind of gives you an idea. It would give you the briefing, and I don't want to spoil anything. We do have some that don't appear in the campaigns, such as Ambushed, Rescue, Sweep and Clear, and Trench Assault. This is specifically for the Americans. We also have the British, and again, the Germans to round things out. We also have Boot Camp. Boot Camp kind of just gives you a real basic overview. It's not heavily scripted, but I find it breaks every once in a while. It's just not worth going into. We also have Load Save Game, obviously, and Options. We can exit the options. We have save game, which obviously we're not in a game right now. Credits again for some reason, and the actual options. Don't know why this screen exists. If you happen to play this yourself, you can change some of these settings. There's some music that we can, maybe we'll put tiny bit in the background just so it's not super boring. But one thing to keep in mind, if you want this to perform better than you might expect, or that where it might give you problems, there are 2 settings you need to change, and this is specifically found in the README of the game. One, change the character animation speed. You want it to be as fast as possible. You also want the effects animations, should be object animation. You also want that to be at its absolute lowest. This is a super old game. Hey Amagi. This is a super old game, so stuff like dual core processors, anything fancy after the year 2000 doesn't exist for this. So there's always going to be some quote unquote problems there. Mail from home, I think, is stuff that we'll see in the campaign as we progress. I'll try to have all this stuff in for the videos. And also generate random mission. Honestly, I've never played that. I don't know specifically what it does, but whatever. And obviously keyboard shortcuts. There's not as many as you might think, and there's a lot of them that honestly aren't really necessary. This game doesn't play in a very fluid motion sometimes, so the biggest ones to keep in mind, honestly, are just B and N. But again, we'll see more of this later. Also, I'm probably gonna make a bunch of errors as I play, but we'll get to that. So the vote we had was for British, so we're gonna play the British campaign. Judging by the single scenario screens that we saw, There's 3 campaigns. Each of those campaigns has 10 missions each, so I'm going to try and play through all of them. Honestly, this is a supplemental to the Advanced Squad Leader stuff, so this is going to be a very long run production. So no reason for me not to go through it. We have Private, Lieutenant, Major, Captain, and General. Um, honestly, I'm not going to bother with Hardcore mode. I'm probably not even going to bother with Captain. I think it changes essentially how good the AI is in planning, as well as just like their general accuracy and stuff. Frankly, I'm not. If I even manage to complete one campaign, it's probably automatically a speed run and gets me the world record for beating this game. So, enough said about the choices we have. I believe as I click accept, we're gonna go into a some discussion, some dialogue. So if I'm quiet, it's just to let that play.
This is Jonathan Lancaster speaking to the free world from a transport plane high above occupied Holland, but not occupied for long. Market Garden, the largest airborne operation in history. Allied paratroopers face a tough job. Secure 3 crucial bridges and hold them until relief can reach them on the ground. It's a tall order, one that calls for absolute precision every step of the way, particularly at the farthest bridge, a bridge in a town called Arnhem.
It's fouled up, Alf. That's what it is. Fouled up top to bottom. We don't land where we're supposed to be, there's Jerry's where they're not supposed to be, and now they want us to regroup and take that glider, the one that should have been with us in the first place. The glider with the anti-tank guns, that glider over there, Alf, in the east. The one with the Jerry's all over it. I tell you, Alf, once we get past this, I'm going to give Monty himself a piece of my mind. I will.
All right. So, first and foremost, we've got a little nice intro here. Our objective. This is a little deceptive. I'm not sure how accurate all the objectives and their text will be. I know for this mission specifically, it's not just securing the glider. That's more of an open term. You need to kill everybody on the map. I don't think there's a possibility route. I don't think route exists in this game. Although you can have units lose morale or break in that sense and route away, but it's not off board. We also have our list of deployable forces, 2 squads and 2 specialists. We'll get a little bit into that as we go further in. We also have command, so basically just saying we can get medics. Medics count for specialists, something to keep in mind. And there's a nice little recommended equipment, although frankly speaking, I don't really think it matters all that much. There's not a huge diversity in firearms to use, so we'll quickly come across the Enfield number 4, which is essentially the bolt action rifle. There's no reason to specify that that's a recommended equipment. Almost everybody starts with it. So in squad selection, we have a bunch of stuff here. The main points are we have a lieutenant, a sergeant, we have some wireless operators, which unfortunately we cannot choose. That's why they're grayed out. We have 2 medics, we have 2 snipers that we can't choose, and 2 combat engineers that we can't choose. We also have options of squads. Essentially, we have 6 normal squads, or rifle squads, and we have 1 heavy weapon, or 2 heavy weapon squads, 1 on each side. As mentioned prior and in the thread, we can change people's names. So if anybody wants to take part in this, whether it's in this video or the next ones, I will do my best to keep people alive. Probably won't happen, but hey, you know, it's just what you get when you participate. So we already have a couple people that have chosen to sign in or sign up. So we have a Private Valkyrie, although technically in the corporal slot, but hey, you know what? That's just what they get. Also, to make sure I have this correctly, I do have someone who wanted to be a leader type, so we will put them as a lieutenant. always nice to have a lieutenant on hand. And we'll just put a flag. And lastly, though we won't be using him this time around, let's make sure I get this correct. BIOS. Alright, cool. You may notice that it gives people their age, where they're born, and just some biography. All of these run from one notepad file, one text file. So if you know where it is, you can actually modify this. I don't know how to change a person's biography. Like, it pulls from a list, but I don't know how to subsequently change it. You would probably have to find this text and then find it in the text file and then change it there. Might be the best way to do things. Also, for everybody who is actually in this so far, I'm going to give a couple seconds on everybody just so you can see what the game has generated as your biography. Enjoy. And lastly, you know, we'll get to see just how bad this is. Although honestly, this game has a very special place in my heart. Also, man, the mug on this guy. We'll just select this squad. There's not much. There's not much of a difference in micromanaging the squads you pick. Obviously, if a character dies, it's not really a good thing. You want to make sure you keep people as long as possible. I actually forget what the fist is for. I'd have to look in the manual for it, but alt tabbing kind of crashes. Well, it doesn't crash the game. It just kills all the colors, and that's not really great for streaming. So every character has a couple of things. They'll mention they're private or not. They also mention green as in their experience rating. So first line, elite, green, conscripts. This sort of follows the same lines as actual advanced squad leader or the board game version of squad leader. Conscripts are technically worse than green soldiers. Green are worse than first line. There should potentially be a second line somewhere, but I don't... there it is. Yeah, second line, then first line, then elite. So we have those rankings that exist. Also, every person has their own stats. So you have action points. This basically determines how far you can move, how many times you can shoot, etc. We'll see that more as we get into the game. We have marksmanship, which is obviously how accurate they are. We have their morale, so how easily they'll break after being shot and so on. Initiative, how fast they react, or where they are in the phase, we'll call it. And strength, leadership, and rating. Strength is, I think, how much they can carry, because everybody has their own inventories and their own backpack. As well, leadership is a sort of... I don't even really know what it's about. There is a possibility that units break and you can rally people back. I think leadership just feeds into that. And the rating is sort of... how to put it? What the game like gives them for their overall stats. So for example, if we go to a privates are, I think, almost always rated 100. Well, we have one exception, 200. Okay, so not always, but these are more exceptions to the rule. So Thomas Roblington here is just really good. He's got a lot of morale, a lot of initiative, really strong, and his marksmanship seems to be above average. Yeah. So we get that sort of stuff. Also, we can look into a field manual. Field manual basically just gives a brief description of everything that we can see. And pardon me while I also change the stream title. Let's actually play squad leader. If only I had mods. There we go. Sweet. So now the title isn't actually lying to anybody who pops in. So as mentioned in the field manual, there's just a brief description of everything. This has got to be the funniest one. It's 3 words. Come on, you're gonna give all this text to Colt, and that's what you. Webley got screwed. Luger, of course, has the most text. Same thing with Walter. So we have a bunch of stuff here. It's going to roll around. I'll probably just take screen caps. So if anybody's really curious, give me a shout. Otherwise, we'll just scroll through these as they come along. Kind of gives you an idea also as to the weapons that we're going to see and eventually use. So we also have support weapons, as you might expect. A lot of machine guns, some flamethrowers, rocket launcher. Did that say rocket? Oh, people don't know things and it makes me mad. This is not a rocket launcher. So we got some Flammenwerfers, back to the bar. We have the even heavier stuff. Yeah, I mean, even just calling it a launcher instead of a rocket launcher would be better. I don't know why you'd call it a rocket launcher. So we have our M1919, heavy mortars, Vickers mortars, 42 on a tripod, KG42, which pretty sure it's not KG. Man, now I'm blanking on what it would be, but there's no way it's KG42. Surprisingly small array of stuff. We have explosives. You might expect, you know, every sort of tiny stuff: smoke charges, satchel charges, demo charges, etc. And then we have soldiers. So again, just basically a little brief description. So 1 sergeant, 4 privates. For the U.S., it's a corporal, I think, instead of a sergeant. Or no, wait, it's sergeant for the U.S., corporal for the Brits. I forget what it is for the Germans, doesn't matter. Sport squad, which basically, you know, same thing, except they get to carry squad weapons. And then platoon leader, radio operator, medic, combat engineer, and sniper. And lastly, we have some vehicles. I'm just going to skip through like most of these real fast. There's a lot of them, and frankly speaking, you know, I don't even know when the next time when's the first time we see them. I think some of them may only be exclusive to the non-campaign stuff. So, also, of course, they have the Panther and the Tiger II, although based, they call it a heavy tank, not a medium tank. Highly effective, debatable. Also, funnily enough, they don't have the Tiger. They only have the Tiger II, which, whatever. So, last thing to mention before we get into actual combat, and I have to make sure to, who do I want to pick? We'll pick this guy because he has more action points. So the last thing to mention is if I were to click on, we'll just pick Admiralty flag or A flag. If we go on equip, we can equip every individual person with their own stuff. For example, I can give Valkyrie a pistol and make sure to give him ammunition for it. It's very XCOM-like. However, the gameplay is just like slow enough that it's not really worth it. And if you're gonna play a scenario that eats through 80 rifle rounds, you know, maybe you need to think about other stuff. There is nice stuff that you can exchange, though. That being said, like for example, we can give one of our privates a Sten gun instead of an Enfield, and we're just gonna give it back because we don't need too many Sten guns this time around. We can also see other options that we could give. We just can't because we don't have enough in our inventory. Inventory is something that, as far as I understand it, is just granted to you in the next scenario, we'll just have a different list of things that we can bring along with us, or just added stuff. So we have some Bren guns and flamethrowers that we can't pick. Same thing for the support squad stuff. We don't have access to, and grenades. We have a lot of grenades that we can throw around, smoke as well, but we don't really want to waste too much of this. So as well, we can go into our leadership. So our leaders, we can give him special stuff. Right now he's got a Sten, but we can also do stuff with our medic. If we want, we can take guns away from people. There's not much of a point to take guns away, but our medic should be doing a lot more running around than shooting. So we're just gonna give him a base level stuff. Also, you'll notice medics are locked out of certain things, which makes sense. Medics are not combat soldiers. They don't even get to have smoke grenades, which is strange. So with all that, we go back to squad selection, which is a little funky. You have to double click units to select them. So we've got our setup here. We're going to go back to mission menu because that's the way they want it to be done. And then we click on start mission. And we're into our first mission. Now we have a bunch of options that we can choose right away. I'm just going to zoom out just to kind of give a pretty good idea as to how big these maps are just to begin with. You'll also note that moving around jumps around quite a bit. I cannot prevent this staggering movement, so if you're used to old XCOM stuff, then you'll feel right at home. But otherwise I can't change this. So a few things we can do is we can move units to different locations depending on what you want to do with your deployment. Now, I haven't really played this game in a long time, so if I'm definitely going to be rusty, and there's going to be mistakes and whatever, but the idea that we have for this scenario, as mentioned some time ago, we have to kill these Germans, and we have to take over this glider. Now, killing the Germans will auto-complete the stuff. You don't need to actually get close to the glider itself, so we're not going to worry about it too much. After we've placed all our units, which maybe we'll give ourselves an extra couple on the right over here. Now that we're spread out to how we like, we just hit end turn and we start. If any of the audio gets to be too loud, let me know, and I'll go into the options and just try to bring it down just a little bit.
Ich brauche sofort einen Sanitäter! Ich brauche sofort einen Sanitäter!
Also because you're gonna hear not necessarily a barrage of sounds, but you'll hear it every once in a while. So we have quite a bit of information here. This is basically just our buddy here. We can switch to stats if we want to. It's not really important. I never really bother checking this out. We can select a group really quickly, but we're not going to bother. We have direct fire, aimed fire, different move speeds. We have explosives if we want to throw grenades. Opportunity fire, which is basically just if you want to shoot when the Germans are moving. 3 different stances. We can rally people if we want to, which essentially is just if their morale is struck, which should be... where's morale? Does it not? There we go. I don't know why I scrolled over it 4 times. And we can also exchange stuff if it's on the ground. We have a very rare one. I don't know why it's not actually showing or coming up. This is hand-to-hand. So if you find yourself adjacent to an enemy, you can hand-to-hand them. Also, if there's a crew weapon, you can crew it for points. As mentioned...
Can't do it!
Alright. As mentioned, moving costs points. You have a limited number of points per turn. So we're just going to do that. We're also going to run because we kind of want to go faster. And when we move, we potentially reveal units. So we're just going to go to one of the closest ones. So we have 2 of them. If I have this correct, It's accuracy. Yeah, it's like chance to hit, AP cost, damage, I think. So we have a 31% chance of hitting this guy. It'll cost us 11 of our 30 action points, and it might be the enemy morale or something. Anyways, so he took a shot. He moved, so he's probably got he probably actually got hit. Didn't say anything for some reason, so we'll shoot again. And those shots missed. So now I'm out of AP, so I have to go to my next guy. Now there's a couple of things we can do to make shooting better. If we go into a prone position, shooting someone will be far more accurate. It doesn't really reflect right now just because of the way that the distance, but rest assured that's basically what we're doing. So 57% chance, I think it is. Pretty good.
Mir reicht's. Ich steige aus. Kann mich nicht bewegen. Bin verletzt.
And we have our first down German. Now, if you shoot them and they fall down, they're not necessarily dead right away. So it's something to keep in mind. Not that they'll come up and suddenly knife you in the back or something, but medics are important to keep units alive so that as the campaign progresses, you don't, run short of units type idea. 6 is probably too low for me to do anything, so we'll just go to our next guy. Do I want to shoot? And essentially this is the sort of build-up you have. You can shoot units, you can move up, all sorts of stuff. Also, the thing to keep in mind is not only does something like kneeling make you more stable for shooting, but it also makes you harder to hit. So let's go prone, since I don't want to risk getting shot at by this guy over here. Also, while it's not necessarily announced right away, the enemy, among others, do actually have access to stuff like mortars every once in a while. And if I have grenades, so do they. So you don't always want to bunch up too closely together. So we'll have some units advance while having others essentially cover their positions.
Not possible, sir.
Also, sometimes it's very hard to tell the terrain from anything else. So when you hear that, it's just the game going, hey, you can't actually move into whatever position. Yeah, I don't really have much in the way of wanting to do stuff, so it's kind of funny looking through this game and its README. There's like the largest section for this game is actually just testers, beta testers that were saying like, oh yeah, if you're playing this, like, make sure to always have points so that you can, for example, kneel to make you a harder target to shoot at, and so on. Which isn't bad advice, it's just kind of everybody mentions it. So you end up having a README that is quite extensive, but doesn't really have some of the answers you would actually be looking for. Also, I can't imagine it's going to be available to like anybody else, but I am in the Discord, so if anybody wants to hop in, just feel free. It might seem a little counterintuitive sometimes just how everything is scored in terms of AP costs and what have you. For example, moving here costs 20, whereas moving here costs 12. A lot of it is based off of whatever calculations the game wants in terms of um, like shortest route. It tries to do a good job at it. I wouldn't say I would give it a lot of grief for what it does, um, but there is certain things to keep in mind. Um, Even rotating your character, I'll shoot at somebody and I'll show the world what it's like. Oh, 13. Okay, well, yeah, I'm not gonna bother. So, to give an idea, we're now facing this direction, but if I turn, it costs me essentially one per cardinal direction, or one per like eighth or sixth. I forget what yeah, one per eighth. So you have the cardinal directions, so every end point of a square, as well as every full side of a square. So, anyways, all to say, you can burn points really quickly if you're not paying attention, or if um, you don't really pay attention to it, or if you don't plan your stuff out properly. It's probably how I should put it. Now, I should consider myself a little lucky here. First turn of a scenario, I don't think the AI has themselves placed on Overwatch or Opportunity Fire, so we don't have to worry too much about it. Also, this guy wasn't actually shot, but he was scared by the shooting that we've done.
Bullseye!
So he's decided to go to ground, and the same applies to the guy way in the back here who went prone. It might not seem like much at first, but once you become the victim of those quote-unquote actions, it sucks a lot, because what the game doesn't tell you is that kills their entire movement. They will have no AP in the next turn. Also, something I learned by checking the manual is that as I'm scrolling through my units, not really to see who has AP left, but you'll notice there's a yellow circle in some of them, and as I continue scrolling, my lieutenant, this is my lieutenant, I think, he has no symbol. Same thing with the medic, and if we continue further, the next guys have blue. Essentially what this is saying is they're part of blue squad, they're part of yellow squad, etc. There's no other identifier up here as far as I know, anyways.
Wo ist der Doktor?
So once we're finally done with our first turn, you get some people shouting stuff. Usually it's just injured people. Sometimes they're crying to mom. And the AI takes its shots and its movement.
Schon wieder einer!
There is a sort of inadvertent hint that the game gives you. When the Germans move, or when the opponent moves, I should say, because there is a German campaign, if you ever hear them say something like, oh, there's another one, or whatever, it just means that they spotted one of your units. If the game doesn't center on a unit when it makes that plays that voice line, it's basically saying you can't see them, but they can see you. And this is usually based off of your direction, which direction you're facing.
Bullseye! sind zu viele! Helft mir! Lauft! Ich halt's nicht mehr aus.
Now, not only has this guy taken multiple shots, but he seems to be essentially done for now. There is one cruel thing you can do. If I had the action points right now, I might try it with somebody else. But you can shoot dying enemies. You're not penalized for it, as far as I know, but you probably shouldn't. as mentioned before with the map and how it's sometimes difficult to gauge certain things, the reason why the movement for here is wonky is that the game thinks that this wing is like one hex or one grid square over. It's weird. We're going to see this real quick with here as well. Units will essentially be forced to crawl, which sucks, and if you're not expecting it, can be a slower approach than you might have wanted. It's also a pretty big drain on action points, whereas instead of going prone and then crawling, which is super slow, you could have, say, thrown a grenade instead. I'm also not too worried about moving in a very aggressive way. One, because the game will do this. If you see a new unit, your guy will stop and allow you to shoot, which, hey, why not? So it's not the end of the world if you just run around. But it is always important to try and figure out like where you're going to be at the end of your move. 20%.
Got him in my sights.
Why not?
Oh.
Sick. Also, you know, units can take, I don't want to say a surprising amount of damage. They take more than you might expect at times, so. Like, I'm kind of happy that we didn't pick, the thread didn't pick D-Day. If only because it probably would have killed a few people. You have people who are just like taking MG34/42 fire, you know, to the gut multiple times, and are like, no big deal. They still manage to power through it, which is kind of intense. Now, as you can also expect, because it's the first scenario, we're going to be playing a lot with Enfields. So once we get to my Sten guy, I'm going to try and show off the differences between a rifle and our submachine guns. Also, while I don't think I should play at a larger view of the map, if people would prefer I play more zoomed in, let me know, and I can always change that either now or for future scenarios. All right, Duffy, you're not all that great. I regret picking you.
Ich bin völlig fertig. Ich bin völlig fertig.
Oh yeah. Got some real marksmans right now. It's pretty good. Oh, I don't know if there's any major consensus if that's how we're gonna put it, but I can't say that there's a huge benefit going standing to prone. It costs a lot to go from standing to prone. It costs 8, just like it costs 6 to get back up, which I kind of would have thought it'd be backwards, to be honest. I find that if I'm attacking, it's probably best if I'm just kneeling instead of always going prone. Same thing with medics. Like, I'll advance my medic every once in a while, but honestly, I'm gonna prefer having him in the back, just making sure that I can get him sort of in the middle of this area, so that if and when my units get shot at, they hopefully won't, die immediately, but I can revive them or stabilize them and not, worry too much about their status. Sweet, that's
Ich
done.
verliere
For turn
immer
2.
mehr Blut. Geben die denn niemals auf? Schon wieder eine. Wie viele von denen gibt's eigentlich?
Yeah, I can't really figure out sometimes the AI that just walks back and forth. Doesn't really know what it's doing. I don't want to describe it to the difficulty level, but there's definitely something at play going on. Use this guy. Also, yes, the fact that it jumps around is completely the game, so nothing I can do to change that one. Also, interestingly, going prone revealed the second person, which I think is just... Oh, it's this guy. Interesting. Yeah, we'll keep shooting the nearest guy.
Ich
Sweet.
bin getroffen.
If memory serves, you also don't have to technically kill everybody. You can just, if they're wounded on the ground, I think that counts as them just being out. So you don't have to be unnecessarily cruel. Or I guess the more bloodthirsty is probably the better way to put it.
They keep on coming.
Uh-oh. Let's take a chance.
Wir werden alle sterben.
Okay, I have to wonder just how much this game is helping me out at easier difficulties with this. Because it seems strange that I'm hitting all these. This is very not like XCOM. Let's see if we can get somebody with opportunity fire. Just kind of give an idea as to what that does.
Can't.
Where's your half squad? You didn't sign up for anybody. I think I think technically squads in this game should be referred to as half squads because there are only 6 people, 5, 6 people. No chance I can shoot this guy. But if you want to be in the game, Panza, just let me know and I'll make sure to rename somebody pronto. Also, judging by how fast, if I can call it that, some of these scenarios play out, I may only do 1 or 2 scenarios tops per stream. At least the goal would be to finish a scenario per stream, but you know, it's possible I don't, just based on how long some scenarios can be.
Ich
Ah.
will mich nicht bewegen. Bin verletzt.
I just got like a bunch of snipers apparently. This like never happens. Okay, so we have a Sten. We have 32 bullets. Obviously, it'd be pretty crazy if it cost 10 action points to fire 1 bullet and then did that 32 times. So the difference is that when we click, it costs us 4 bullets. The other benefit is that submachine guns cost much less when you're firing like subsequently. So instead of AP, it's only 5 the second time. I think there's a possibility to reduce twice maybe 3 times. But that's about it.
Ab in Richtung
There
Heimat!
we go, finally. And we'll shoot one last time. Wow. Flag, come on. What's your accuracy here? 32? Alright, we'll give you a break. You better increase this next time, though. Oh, okay. So, medic... 0% apparently? I think it's because of distance. I think there might be a bullet drop off.
Ich bin unter Feuer!
Oh, hey, sweet, I broke him. Or at least I made him lose his AP, so I don't have to worry about that. So, let's run him up and see if I can give my medic a kill. Just because.
Forget it.
Alright, alright. Now, because I played this recently, there are a few things that will catch you off guard on a first playing. Like, for example, this guy in the glider, he's there from time to time. I don't think he's always there. But if you end up turning a corner and not being prepared for it, you will find yourself, you know, face to face with a gun barrel and having to make some very important decisions in life. So it's always best to kind of stage people up to an area first, and then, you know, proceed. Also, as mentioned, so the tail you can go under, and the AI is just like, oh, well, your guy wants to go prone now. It can be a little annoying to have to deal with. Also, hopefully we'll get to experience it in this scenario, but it may only be in the next one, with regards to
Es wird immer schlimmer! So wird's gemacht!
some radius work.
Wie viele von denen gibt's eigentlich?
Oh, is he gonna trigger opportunity fire? Probably not. Damn. That's also the big risk with opportunity fire. You don't get a bonus if you save up AP. You, to the best of my knowledge, you always regenerate up to your max. So, you know, if you don't use it, well, too bad. Should have picked a better tactic. Also, I don't think you can rotate your view. I forget if you can. And honestly, I'm afraid to try buttons because it might crash the game somehow. Wow. Seriously? I just like straight up. Okay, so here's another thing I haven't pointed out yet. So 26,939 for stats. If I choose aimed fire, it's 41,1535 or 39. So it costs more AP to take a more dedicated shot, I guess, or
Got him in my sights.
precise shot. Doesn't always work, but hey, that's the payoff. We'll put him on opportunity fire again. Maybe we can get something out of that. I don't think we will, but you never know. This guy should spot the guy in the glider? No? Uh-oh. Okay, well. We'll just move up, kneel. He'll be protected. You're also gonna shoot. Oh, there we go. That's the next guy. I don't really think I care too much right now to shoot the guys on the other side of the map, so let's advance a little bit. I should get to see this guy. Oh, there we go. Maybe.
Now hold still.
Rückzug!
But I did force him to go to ground, so that's pretty good. 22 AP. Duffy, my guy, we gotta work on this. You have to level up or something. Oh, also there's levels. Well, not really levels, but you get experience for a reason. We'll see that as this scenario comes to an end. There's a few things that the experience is actually based off of, like the experience you gain, so there's reason to be aggressive sometimes with some units. Like, for example, a medic.
They keep on coming!
Which, it's going to be really funny if I actually get something with him. Oh, he can see all the way there? Okay, well, you're not going to shoot there, but congrats, I guess. Alright, well, you're going to kneel. We'll put you as opportunity fire just in case. Can I shoot this guy yet? No. Alright, you get to go... There you go. My bloodthirsty medic here. He has to harvest the blood of his enemies so that he may heal his friends. Tragic tale, as old as time. No. That's... Alright, well, I hope his large red cross protects him. Yeah, this feels like I'm going into a trap. I don't like it. Anyone? Oh, right, this guy. 21 points to get there. Alright. Not feeling too great about this. Alright, well, I know there's a guy here, so we're just gonna... Explosives? Now, doesn't really give you a lot of idea. Generally, throwing a grenade is 10 points, or 10 AP. There's certain things to keep in mind. One, friendly fire exists. Two, friendlies in the way are obstacles, so you can't shoot past a friendly unit under most circumstances. Three, the grenades are basically objects in this game, which is kind of weird. So every unit has, like, I guess their strength kind of affects their grenade throwing, and sometimes random stuff happens, like you throw a grenade wildly off course. So let's hope we don't do that.
Forget it!
Oh, what?
Forget it!
Really?
Out of the question.
There you go. Alright, I don't even want to know where the heck that went, so next. That's grenades. We're going to see those in the future, especially on more defensive scenarios. Actually, speaking of, I don't even think that there are very many defensive scenarios in this game. I think for the most part, they even the German ones, they'll because it's the Battle of the Bulge for them. I don't think they have much in the way of just like holding the line and waiting. Which isn't, in a way, it's nice, but you know, ups and downs. And do I see anybody? No. Alright, I'm not taking that chance. Let's face this guy this way. Get an opportunity fire. You get to go here. See how about having somebody else go down, I guess we'll call it east, to wrap around the other end of the glider. And everybody else shot.
Es wird immer schlimmer.
Also, that's only one German who's like crying for help. Um, you'll get to points where there's like 6 people injured at once, and it kind of overflows the speakers. Also, I'm trying to move my mouse constantly right now. You can kind of get an idea for the jank. Oh, did I mention that the enemy gets reinforcements sometimes? I think you do too every once in a while, but I think it's more planned. Also, my guy's got opportunity fire right there. Okay, well, you might be wondering, Admiral Flag, or Admiralty Flag, does that mean you're going to throw a grenade? The answer is yes. Yeah, okay, that guy's dead. Let's throw another grenade. What? Ah. Can I throw one for 8? Probably not.
Forget it!
Dang it, you suck. I'm sorry, Admiral. I'm just not mad. I'm just disappointed. Medic. Alright, medic. You have one important job, and that's to shoot somebody in cold blood. I believe you can do this. It's still giving me 0. That's crazy. What's the 0? That can't be right.
Liege unter Feuer!
Alright, we're gonna shoot one last time, then go kneel. Wow, okay. Plan's not going according to what I was hoping. We'll see reloading shortly in the next turn when I get back to the medic. Really? You can see him from here? Interesting. This is gonna be a real bad idea. Oh, it's not even showing him? Okay, I don't know where this guy went then. Either he's still prone here, or he's dead, or I don't know. Which is not great. Also, okay, so you see how this is costing me 31, even though it's like 6 squares or whatever? So we're gonna advance, we're just gonna do it. But he's gonna go prone. It's not a reason for it, it's kind of just like, oh, the tail makes it look like there's something in the way. It just, you know, it's kind of annoying. Also, I can mercy kill people if I really wanted to next turn, but no. Not much of a point. Can he see nobody? No? Alright, what if you run this way? How does he not see behind the bushes? What?
Where do they come from?
There we go.
Fressblei!
Oh, not even the right guy. Could return the favor or shoot this guy. You're getting shot. You're... Okay. I didn't realize that opportunity fire lets you react to that sort of stuff, so that's actually kind of cool. That's not great. You're also gonna go this way then. And please? Maybe?
Bullseye!
Sick. Well, he's at least injured. 23 points,
Not
man.
possible, sir.
Alright, thanks, buddy. This guy is also gonna crawl very shortly. Yeah, there we go.
There's a new one.
Again, gives you an idea as to like the geometry that may or may not exist and why it can be frustrating to have to deal with. Because the game doesn't... Unfortunately, the isometric view does not give you a guess we'll call it an appreciation of what's going on, or how units will react when they move. Oh hey, I'm actually out of rounds. Okay, so this is a great example. So I have 22 AP, I'm out of bullets, so all you have to do is click this, cost me 10 AP, reload. And why not?
Ich komme hier nicht weg!
Oh my god.
Sie kommen immer wieder!
Alright, cool. Well, you're out of AP. Don't have to worry about you next turn. As you can imagine, there's a huge advantage to having more people than your opponent. So, making sure people live as long as possible is always a good thing. Certified gamer tip right there. Live longer. Win. Win more, as the World War
They
I
keep on
strategy
coming.
goes. You've been prone this entire time? Alright. If I kneel, do I still see you? Sick.
Now hold still.
Ich kann nicht mehr!
Alright, so he's injured, probably dying. My mouse slipped. Damn. I mean, good. No war crimes today. Okay, so this guy took 2 shots. Huh? I don't know what that just did. So I'm gonna hope he's fine. Okay. Why would it do that then? Oh, whatever. So that's the thing. He took 2 shots. Basically is like at 33%. Yeah, it doesn't say here. But it gives you a good idea, enough anyways, as to the amount of damage someone can take before they potentially die. Oh, 52%? Hell yeah.
Ich halte nicht mehr aus!
Sweet. Okay, so now I really don't have much to worry about. I've got 1 guy in a trench, 2 at the far end of the map. That's about it. Alright.
Wo ist der Doktor? Los geht's! Los, 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 los!
They're alive? Alright. Valkyrie, please don't die. In fact, I'm just gonna start moving other people and try to clear the area and then run you away. Also, that like had to be a grenade, so I think there's someone here. Alright, well, I don't see anybody, so let's just for shits and giggles. For the record, I don't know if terrain is destructible. I have a feeling it's not. But, I could be wrong. You know what, sure.
This
Cards.
one's for you.
It's up to you. Sick. Okay, the game must honestly be doing something on easier difficulties. There's no way I'm getting unmodified rolls this consistently.
They keep on coming.
Alright, sure, shoot. Cool. I'm not too worried about things right now, so let's just, you know, make sure I kill some Germans here. Aw, you missed, really? Well, Mr. Roblington.
Schaltet sie aus, sie haben mich festgenagelt!
Alright, so injured and pinned. Take that. Alright, well, that's unfortunate. Mr. Landover, you're gonna go here.
They keep on coming.
No, you're just gonna keep running. Dang it. That's not good. I am not expecting to shoot more people. Let's crawl with this guy. You get to crawl here. You can see how slow crawling is. 6 per grid per square. It really sucks. Doesn't see anybody, really. Okay. Let's see how far I can get with this guy. Come on, flag. Well, definitely not this turn, so you get to run. I hope this doesn't backfire on me. Okay. We'll reload. Only costs 8, so it is based off of the weapon you're using, which is pretty nice. Okay, my guy, like, you're adjacent to him.
Can't.
I am having you shoot someone, come on. I have to wait till next turn. You gotta be kidding me. Valkyrie. Well, you know, you're just such a daredevil that, hopefully you don't die. That's basically what I'm running off of right now. I think that's everybody. Yeah. Not too far.
Ich verliere immer mehr Blut. Los geht's, Jungs. Zeit für die Abrechnung. Wie viele von denen gibt's eigentlich?
This isn't good. Okay, so apparently there's a German in there, and he sucks with grenades. And then a guy just disappeared. Ooh, okay, so I don't have to kill everybody. Well, I forget. Does clicking yes continue mission? You know what? It does. Alright. Not exactly what I was expecting. Okay.
Nicht zu haben!
There's a bloodthirsty medic I'm playing right now. Probably not that great. Seriously? Okay, how do you even make that shot? I give up. Probably for the best. It costs 5. Never mind. Okay, well, if you go in here, Valkyrie, are you gonna see anything?
There's a new one.
Ooh, you are gonna see. Oh, it's their medic too. Wait, did their medic have a grenade? Their medic had a grenade and tried to kill people. If Valkyrie was here, would they throw a grenade? Hmm. Hmm. I'm just gonna F in chat preemptively. Oh yeah.
Bin verletzt!
Sick. Alright, no. Is throwing a grenade at a medic a war crime? Oh my god, no. No, 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 no. Okay. Other problem with this game is that if something like this happens, you cannot stop an order after you give it, which kind of sucks. Which, don't get me wrong, that was mostly my fault, but yeah.
Ich bin unbesiegbar!
Yo, what? I don't think I've ever heard that line. Got a big old Boris with us. I'm invincible. Yo, 45%? Alright, you're dead. No way he's living. There's no way he's living.
Ich bin getroffen!
There's no
This one's
way
for
he's
you.
living. Son of a... Really? What? But I can't even actually hit him. Oh, I can hit this guy. He's not dead? I don't remember this guy just being pinned. But, you know, since he's marked as a target, you might as well shoot at him.
Bullseye. Bullseye.
Ich
bin
brauche dringend eine
verwundet!
Erholungspause.
Okay, well, either he's... Oh, yeah, it did take him out. Okay, so he... I don't think that guy's a concern anymore, thankfully.
Impossible. Impossible.
I
Out of the
just
question.
say go here? Really? Interesting. I wonder if it's because this guy, if he's blocking it or not.
Out of the question.
That must be it. Yeah, that's gotta be it, which is kind of crazy. Alright, well, here we're going this way. Alright, just doing some testing here.
Now
no,
hold still.
No big deal.
Oh Gott!
Forget it.
Alright, so, just ignore the guy that was there. No big deal. There's nothing. There are way more than I expected that were still around. Also, still surprised that this game gave me the option to quit so early. I would have figured I really would have had to kill everybody. I also don't recall what happens now. Like, if I choose to quit, is it game over? Or is there something else? Alright, machine gun. We got a submachine gun. What's our access here? 29.
Eat lead.
What's...
Liege unter Feuer!
Okay, you're like pinning them. It's cool. I need you to do a little bit more than pin, Flag. Alright, that's not bad, it's not bad. And I can't reload because it costs too many APs. So instead you get to
Where
run.
do they come from?
Instead you get to run here now. To safety. Alright, cool. I think that's everybody. Yeah, that's everybody. Okay. Sweet. Oh, cool. I guess this will just happen for every turn. Actually,
Ich will nicht sterben.
let's keep going. Let's see what I can get. There's 3 people? 1, 2, and I think one other guy in the woods here. Let's see if I can get everybody off the...
Zielen und abdrücken.
Must be the guy in the bottom right that's shooting. But I got at least a target, so might as well shoot at him. Might as well shoot at him. There we go.
This one's for you.
Lasst mich nicht sterben!
Oh, I should have pointed out, Duffy doesn't... Duffy has a base of 22 AP. I was a bit harsh on him. If you are in the radius of your leader, then you have... I want to say it's 5 bonus AP. There's a number. I don't think it's... 10 is too crazy, but it's somewhere around like 5 or 6. So it kind of pays to, you know, be in the same general area as the big boys.
Not possible, sir.
I really can't even see anybody from there. Medic, you get to shank a German. And by shank, I mean provide medical attention. Or shank.
Knife work.
Oh nein!
Right, I need to not be as bloodthirsty next time. Davin. Alright, Davin. Private Valkyrie, you got this. You are not going to die. Alright, you're not gonna die. Sweet. You get to go over here, which I'm pretty sure is gonna make him crawl. No? Sweet. I don't see anybody from here. Right. You know what? You get the opportunity fire.
Rückzug!
Opportunity fire you as well. Mr. Roblington's gonna run up. maybe I can get something with him. Not too confident, to be honest.
There's a new one.
That sucks. I can go here. Let's see if my line of sight is good. Right. This guy? Okay.
Das können wir nicht schaffen!
Okay, well, he's definitely broken, but I don't think he's out of the picture yet.
Es wird immer schlimmer!
Let's not risk it with that guy. Really? Alright, well, I think at the end of this turn will probably be it. Of course, at the end it gives me... You're not gonna move. I'm gonna keep you on an opportunity fire. You get to also be opportunity fire. Same thing. Yep. You don't get to see anybody. Sure. Take too much movement to even get anywhere anyways. It can't be... Is it seriously that guy? I guess this is the only guy who's injured. Not dead. Surely someone's gonna hit.
Ich bin verwundet!
I might be out. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so he's out. I don't think the game auto-exits you. So unless there's one person somewhere, this might actually be it. I could always check with Flag to see if he might see somebody. Nope. And don't care. You see anybody? No. Yeah, I think this is it. Alright. So we have our nice little victory screen. And we have a bunch of info here. So every unit is essentially rated on what they do. So mission experience, combat, wounding enemies, killing enemies, destroying vehicles. Combat experience might just be getting shot at and shooting. Not entirely sure. Everything else is pretty self-explanatory. You get a base 10, I think, for doing the mission. I don't think that ever changes. But yeah, everything else is pretty simple. You, as you might imagine, you will gain a rating. I want to say it's 115 just because of how this is placed, but it's probably something to do with this rating. If you started at 2 and this guy started at green, so it's probably 0 or less than 100 is conscript, then 100 to like 200 is probably green, and second line, etc, etc, etc. Obviously we have everybody in our group. We can't keep going backwards, so Valkyrie, 30 experience, killing 2 enemies, pretty sick. I'm actually surprised. Yeah, so what does the combat experience stand for? If Valkyrie kills 2 people, which, wait, They shot at the medic. They grenaded the medic, but who else did they kill? Now I'm forgetting. Yeah, so strange that it's only these values. Gives you a good idea, though, as to, like, if you're splitting your shots, that's not necessarily a bad idea. I'm gonna have to see what my medic got, because maybe there's, like, a minus for killing wounded enemies. I don't know. We'll see. Clifford Carnes, pretty good. Didn't upgrade. Hey, there we go. Oh, okay, so it tells you. Cool. So, yeah, 200 is the threshold. So, Michael Lee got 40 for killing enemies. Jesus. Pretty sick. What else? Ken Hood is right on the edge. Duffy, sorry, Duff. Hartley, pretty good. Paul Christopher, alright. Thomas Roblington, hell yeah. 60-15. I'm gonna have to see if I can find something in like the manual or something that would explain how exactly these are derived, because I'm curious as to how 5 for wounding an enemy versus the 15 here. A flag got 90. Hey, great job. Don't know why, other than a grenade kill was pretty sick. There you go. Medic does get points for killing. Not sure I would count that. Saving lives, 0. To be fair, though, I didn't have anybody go down, which was surprising. I thought the grenade would have done something. And that's it.
Make any sense to you, Alf? Me either. Fighting for our own bloody resupply. Look at that! Dropping our supplies right into Jerry's lap. So now you and me and the rest of the devils have to go take back what's ours anyway. Assuming we can keep Jerry tied up while we get the supplies out. Alf, if we didn't have to move out right now, I'd tell you just what I'm going to tell Monty. I would.
Alright, so we've been going for, what is it, like an hour and 40 minutes? 2 hours? Hour and 30 minutes. I'm not close enough. I'll probably end it here, just to give a nice break between the 2 episodes. So, this time around,
Make any
have...
sense to you, Alf? Me either.
I don't want to...
Fighting for our own bloody resupply.
Two squads, 2 specialists. So, we'll probably rock... we shall go with... Oh, wow, yeah, they do start at 0 for conscript. We'll just keep Granger for now. And, as always, we'll pick these, but if anybody else wants to drop me a line, either on Discord or in the thread, let me know if you want to be in this and what name you want me to assign. There are plenty of people to go around, so don't be shy. So until next time, which I don't know when these will fit in, probably just when I have time or when I want to break from some other stuff. So turn the notifications on, I guess. I don't know, or bug me on Discord, and maybe I'll see if time is good for everybody. So until next time, thanks for watching.